Hello, and welcome to the Ilene Silverman Show. I'm your host, Ilene, and on this week's program, we feature the 100 Black Men of Greater Florida, Gainesville, Inc., with President and Chairman Ray McKnight, sharing the mission, the goals, and key programs of this outstanding organization dedicated to making a true difference in the lives of young Black men in our community. What they see is what they'll be. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. I'm delighted to introduce my guest, Ray McKnight, President, Chairman, 100 Black Men of Greater Florida, Gainesville, Inc. And Ray, it's just absolutely a delight to have you here, because you and Harvey and I and your wife Faye, we've been friends a long time. And over again, I said, we've got to do a show, an Ilene Silverman show, about the 100 Black Men of Greater Florida, Gainesville. And here we are now, finally.
Well, thank you for having us. We're delighted to be here and excited about sharing our story with you.
Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, this is your passion, and you've talked about it with me a lot. But start by sharing what, identify your organization for those who are not familiar.
Okay. Well, the 100 Black Men of Greater Florida, Gainesville is a chapter, part of the 100 Black Men of America. The organization was started in 1963 up in New York.
Right.
In 1986, moved down to the Atlanta area and incorporated and started to branch out. Currently, there's over 100 chapters, countrywide, and the Greater Florida Gainesville chapter encompass Alachua County. So we do work in Gainesville and the surrounding community.
Right. Also, Archer, Alachua, Newberry.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All of that area. Well, and about how many members do you have currently?
Currently, we have about 35 members as part of the organization. Gainesville are kind of transit areas, so people come and go, but we still have a membership drive we do every year because we're about quality. We want men that's committed to our vision and mission and focus.
I understand. Okay. And you were saying you started once in the late 1989 something, then had to rebuild.
Right.
And here you are back. Just started like 2020, had a pandemic. Mm-hmm. So you've had a lot to conquer in getting this going again.
We did. The original chapter in Gainesville was in late 80s. I want to say 88, 89.
Right.
Went for quite a few years. Then it kind of, like a lot of things,
I know.
Membership changed. And then in 2020, we saw, some of the brothers saw the vision to bring it back because the work, I think the organization does great work. So we saw that piece. We relaunched the chapter. Then the pandemic hit, so we kind of had to do a lot of stuff virtually. But now we're up and running.
You're on a roll. Yeah,
we're on a roll at this point.
And so the major focus are young Black men.
Absolutely.
Teenagers, actually. And so tell us how you see that, because you have a wonderfully stated mission and vision. Mm-hmm. Express some of that.
One of the things when you start taking a look at the demographics and stuff, a lot of our young Black men, it's missing that father figure. So the organization really focused and home in on, we won't turn anyone away, but that's our primary targeted audience.
Exactly.
To help them everything from mentoring, to bridge the education gaps, to give them try to jumpstart their economic wealth, and more importantly, help them with their health and wellness. Right. So those are our 4 basic pillars that we try to do to make sure we help those young men develop into productive members of society.
Right, like the gentlemen that make up your organization. I
Absolutely.
mean, you are excellent role models, and you have, your grown children now, and you have grandkids, and been fortunate to have that family connection that is missing sometimes in a lot of young adults nowadays.
Right, and
It's
our
a harder
motto,
go.
yeah, and our motto is what they see, what they'll be, and we try to demonstrate to young men that there is a different way to approach anything.
Exactly.
So our membership consists of gentlemen in the law enforcement and in the legal field and healthcare,
Right.
entrepreneurs, city government. So we cover all the
Businessmen like
dynamics.
you and
Business folks, fire
Yes.
rescue. So we have a great pool of gentlemen doing the work of the 100. So I think we can touch pretty much every avenue that a young man would be looking for.
Well said, Ray.
Okay.
We're going to take just a quick break, but we have a lot more to talk about.
Absolutely. Okay.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about the 100 Black Men of Greater Florida, Gainesville, with President and Chairman Ray McKnight. And Ray, you've expressed your vision, and which really is kind of the vision of almost everyone, to just live a better life.
Absolutely. One of the things we try to focus on, what we call our 4 pillars for the future.
Exactly.
And we really believe that mentoring is a key piece. Education, health and wellness,
Right.
and economic development. And what we do with our mentoring program, we currently partner with Lincoln Middle School, working with middle school students, African American young men, helping them everything from study skills, time management,
Right.
etiquette, conflict resolution, just some of the things they'll need. And more importantly, we try to expose them to cultural things in the community. A lot
Take
of
them
those
different
kids,
places, don't have the opportunity.
right? A lot of the kids have never been inside of
Museum
the swamp
or-
or the swamp
yeah.
museum, and we've taken them to.
Well, tell me about the swamp. Go into
Okay, we've taken
football.
them to a UF game. We've been to the Cade Museum. We've taken them to Gator National. So art festivals. So we want to expose them to as many cultural things we can do, just like we do with on the mentoring on the education side.
Right, but you want it to be well-rounded.
Well, absolutely.
And by starting in middle school, by the time they get to high school, they see a pattern. They see opportunities.
Right, right.
Um,
And then on the education side,
Yes. How do you
again,
handle
just
that?
trying to bridge those gaps. A lot of time our kids are a little further behind, so we try to help them to bridge the gap through study habits. They're a little young to
Tutoring.
apply for college, but hopefully by the time they get in high school,
Right.
they'll have the skill set and some of
To do
the
so.
guidance they need to do that piece. And then our health is so important. So you don't get healthy once you get grown. You start
You have
healthy
to start
lifestyle young.
and learn preventative health.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you don't wait till it's too late to take hold of a problem.
And we talk about
Yeah.
that a lot with with the young man. It's taking care of yourself, living a healthy lifestyle, eating right, exercising, getting enough sleep,
Right.
and things. You can't video game all night. You got to go to sleep at some point.
Yeah. And you partner often with UF Health. I know they do a lot. And what about under that umbrella, anti-violence, anti-gun,
We like you
showing
said,
a different way?
showing a different way. Conflict resolution is a big deal. A lot of kids feel like, okay, I got to fight my way out of it or shoot my way out of it.
'Cause
But
that's all
that's all they've seen. And sometimes social media portray a lot of that, and even video games show a lot of
Well,
that.
that's
So,
true.
so we want them to be able to have a conversation, to talk to their peers and their colleagues, or whoever the altercation is. We bring in law enforcement to let them see that
These can be
folks
friends.
can be friends. They're
Exactly.
not trying to get you, and you're not out to hurt them. So they see a healthy relationship piece there. Back to UF Health. Again, we just try to be a an avenue, if you would, to
Exactly.
to
Yes.
when different health fairs or screenings are going on, we try to get folks to attend.
So they
Prostate
understand.
cancer, colon
Right.
cancer, hypertension. A lot of those things affect the African American
do.
community disproportionately. So we try to make sure young men get there and.
Yes, and they could take that knowledge back to their families.
Absolutely.
And hopefully, help the whole family unit, however
Right.
it's defined.
Right.
There's lots of different ways these days,
All right.
but definitely making a difference. And I know the economic area is of a great deal of importance to you, which is, we're going to run out of time for this, but your background,
Yes.
just briefly, has been...
Primarily I have a business background. I spent most of my career in the insurance and financial services industry. So I've seen how insurance products and investment products can help build wealth. So we want to make sure our folks understand the time value of money, getting started early, and it don't take but a few dollars at an early stage to start investing to create wealth over a long period of time.
And to let these youngsters know, these young men, that this is achievable. You
Absolutely.
achieved it, others they're meeting, they can do this too.
Right.
As you said, be
What they see is what they'll be, and we
I
just
like
try
the
to keep
motto.
putting that front and
front of
center
you.
all the time.
Yes,
All
well
the time.
said.
Okay.
We're going to take another quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back discussing the 100 Black Men of Greater Florida, Gainesville, with Ray McKnight. And Ray, thanks for the understanding of the 4 pillars of the 100. But now you have your own programs you've started here in our community. And first of all, well done. They're
Thank
all
you.
exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
So start with the Aviation Academy, which you started a few years back.
Okay, that's our signature event, and that event was birthed from the fact that we wanted to expose young folks to the aviation industry.
Right.
A couple of our members are commercial pilots and former Navy aviators, so it gives them 2 days to dive into the aviation industry, everything from piloting, mechanics, air traffic control, fire rescue as it relates to the aviation piece.
Right.
As well as we engage the military. They participate with that event. They bring in aircrafts and show career opportunities associated with aviation, because the industry show it's going to be a big gap in
Right.
Employment in that area.
So there's a good area for focus.
Right.
Plus, much more, when I was reading about it, much more opportunity than I would realize. Or probably most attendees realize.
It is, and that,
it's exciting.
It really is, and we open that event up to both young men and to young women.
Right.
We had over 100 kids registered this past year. We got some
Congrats.
great partners with University Air Center,
Right.
as well as Luttrell County Sheriff and GPD and Gainesville Fire Rescue. All those folks, pitch in
Pull
along
together.
with the Navy and the Army. So again, everybody's working to help young folks to see opportunities in the aviation area.
And just to even be in a plane for the first time, to fly.
And some of our kids get a chance to take the controls.
Yeah. I love it.
So they go up. We have pictures showing them at the ham flying the planes, and one of our youth that was in one of our first academies
Right.
is now in flight school. So that's an exciting.
That's the kind of success that I know drives you along.
Oh, absolutely.
Makes
Just
you say, this is something I need to keep doing.
people start asking about it early in the year. So we have that
It's usually in
event.
June.
Yes, so it's usually the third weekend in June.
Right.
Then we kind of went on to the Energy Academy. That's a
Right.
partnership with Duke Energy and GRU
Okay,
in
excellent.
Gas South to show same thing, to showcase opportunities in the
In those industries.
in this energy industry.
Yes, we were talking about linemen, and we were saying with storms, who are you calling for? The linemen?
The linesmen.
Yeah, the linemen.
And so
These are important opportunities, and sometimes vocational opportunities are things people don't know about, and don't realize what they can achieve.
And that's, again, our whole initiative is to expose the young folks to opportunities. And a lot of times they don't think about those specific industries.
Right.
So again, that was another piece to
Open
get them
that door.
engaged. Thing. And then
Well, the celebration. Okay.
yes,
I love this.
the
Tell me.
the Renaissance Ball. That's an opportunity for our battalions and quintillions, our debutantes and beaux to showcase their talents. That they go through a curriculum around scholarship, around etiquette, education, financial literacy, community service, just a gamut of things. And then in March, it all come together in a formal setting where they get to display
Beautiful.
their talents, their culture, and we have a great ball in March.
I saw a black tie, I
Black
think at the
tie,
Rights
whole 9
Union
yards.
Ballroom. It just very impressive. A real goal for somebody, for these youngsters to be able to achieve that, to say, if I work hard and do this,
get
that's
it.
the outcome. I
And-
get to have that opportunity to celebrate.
And that ball is designed to help raise scholarship dollars that we give back to the kids. What we plan to do this year, our middle school mentees, is take them to the ball to let them see their peer group in high school
And where they can go.
where they can go with this
Right.
deal, because the kids have some impressive resumes. They're doing well in school, and that's what we're about.
And they
Trying
can
to
aspire. These are kids just a few years older. If they can do it, the younger ones
absolutely
can. That's-
again, what they see, they'll be.
I like it.
And so
Yes.
we're doing everything we can, because that's our mission, to make the
lead the
community
way.
better. If we can do just the little things to add value, to show kids there are opportunities, you have to work for them and take part in them, but there's a lot of opportunity there.
Yes, well said. We're going to take another quick break.
Okay.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about the 100 Black Men of Greater Florida, Gainesville. And, it just seems, Ray, that when you're a young Black man, you have the heaviest load of all. Social media, just the whole perception, it's working against you.
And
It's a hard row.
it really is, Eileen. A lot of our young men, they're in single-family homes.
Exactly.
There's a perception from the media, from the community, that they're always up to no good.
Exactly.
We're
or
working with
violence or drugs or
something, and a lot of times those stereotypes get associated with young Black men, and that's not the case. We're working with 20 kids at Lincoln Middle School right now.
Right.
Some great individuals. They're getting good grades. We're trying to make sure they're on a path, so when they go to the next level in high school, they got things positively going for them. But it's going to take more than us. It's going to take each individual. It's take the community as a whole.
I agree.
To make a contribution.
Because we also, the community, we have to change our perception, and we have to be willing to change.
Right.
And say we can think better than the stereotype.
And
Because you're proving that the stereotype is not always so. You're breaking that.
we're trying to break that piece, because if we don't, where do we get the next generation of
Right.
leaders from? The next business person, the next physician, the next pastor, the next president, the next congressman, or wherever. You got to get it from from this generation.
Yes.
We got to do something to impact behavior. We got to do something to help them goal set and give them something to aspire from. Because if we don't, shame on us.
Yes,
Shame
and
on us.
the whole community goes down. So if people are to say, why should we care about the 100? Well, we're all a link in this community, and to raise us up takes everybody building it together.
Everybody's got to do their part.
Exactly.
It's just not just the
West
parents.
side and the east side.
Yeah,
We've got
the
to
east side
combine.
against the west side,
I
the
know.
south against the north. We got to work collectively.
We do.
And if
we do.
if we do that, then we can really have a great community. The community's gotten better, but there's
It
still
has,
a lot
but
of
there's work
disparity.
to do.
In the education piece and the
Right.
wealth gap piece, and those
It's still not
disparities.
where we should be at this point
not.
in time.
It's not. And if we can sit around and we can talk about it, we can complain about it, or we can jump in and make a contribution, and we can
That's what
help.
the 100 are doing.
And that's what the 100. That's our goal.
Okay, well, speaking of contribution.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, it would be, you could certainly have more people join, to be more mentors,
Right.
to have more people involved. And then what about donations and sponsorship?
Yeah, we're always looking for men committed to doing this work.
Right.
If you have a passion to see your community better, to see the next generation do better, we want you to be part of the 100. As a corporate sponsor, if your vision or mission is to help that next generation to give back, we're always looking for sponsorship.
It's important to make all these programs.
That's what make it go.
Possible.
That's what make it go. And we have some great partners at this time, but we're always looking for more.
Right,
And
because there's always
because
more
there's a lot of
opportunity.
work to be done, and it's gonna take everybody. Like those sayings say, it take a village. If we're really gonna get this right and help this community thrive, it's gonna take everybody working collectively.
I agree. And first of all, Ray, thank you. You're sort of semi-retired. There's much more you could be just doing, but this is your passion.
It is.
And I'm sure you share that with the other gentlemen that are part of your 100 to be making this difference. And I know that every time you see a young man whose life has changed for the better, something in you just says, yes, this is positive.
It really does. It's a lot of things I can be doing with my time now, but this work is important. So
It is.
every day I
It
get
is a
up, I'm
game
trying
changer.
to see
It is
what
a
I can
game
do.
changer.
Yeah.
Okay, share your motto with us.
A motto is what they see is what they'll be. And I think the more positive images that we can share with our young folks, the more positive, roles we can play in their lives, there's a lot of greatness. It's just got to be cultivated
they can
and
achieve
help them
it.
generate that to bring it out in them.
Yes.
So it's a lot of greatness in our youth.
Well, thank you, Ray, for your greatness and all the gentlemen with you in the 100 here in Gainesville. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you for having us, Holly.
Certainly. And I'm so glad that you tuned in, and I hope you'll join us next time. Take care.